Seems like it was just yesterday.
I don't remember, but it was definitely Frankenstein's monster for me. I remember just seeing him walking, going, "Oh, okay."
You've told this story before about how the first conversation you had with Tom Noonan was 20 years later, right? What was, for such a literally and figuratively imposing person and character, what was sort of your impression of him as a kid, each of you? I mean, you said that he was big and impressive, but just kind of working around him, what was your impression?
To me, he was Frankenstein. And I think that was by design. I mean, Tom's a very smart actor, and he's a method actor. And so he cultivated the relationship that we have in the movie with me offset. And so that was my experience of him. And I don't even think it occurred to me that I hadn't really met him until I actually met him. And then I was like, oh, wait, that's right. You're a person. You're not just a character in a movie with me.
Did either of you think, like, come on, man, like, just be Tom. You don't have to.
That's Ryan's story in the treehouse.
I did do that. I actually said that to him. Didn't break character at all. That was the first time that I actually kind of realized. That was the first time I ever worked with someone on that high of a professional level and that high of an acting skill. Before that, I was on a kids show, and like we were all just kids dancing and singing around, and so this was like kind of the first thing I was like, oh, this is like some serious business. Like, he wouldn't. It was just him and I doing a shot in the clubhouse, and I said, hey, I'm Ryan. How you doing? Whatever. He was like, he wouldn't break. It was impressive, but at the same time, completely uncomfortable for me, because here I am, thinking I'm just working with this other actor, and he just won't let up. So it was a little difficult because we're in a very tight quarters here, and they're lighting and they're doing makeup and all that stuff and fixing things, and the dog's running around, and I'm just like really in this claustrophobic space with this like giant man dressed as Frankenstein's monster. So you can imagine how bizarre that is.
And that treehouse was tiny
it was
too.
Really
the
small.
set was small.
Yeah.
So like putting Tom in that set when he's like 7.5 feet in all of his costume and
he filled up like a third of it.
Yeah, he was like a third of the treehouse.
Actually, do you have any recollections of when you first saw a monster for the first time? What was that first experience of like, oh, here's what we're going to be working with?
I remember seeing Tom just
I think
kind
he
of
was
walk
the first one.
past us and going, oh, okay. Wow, that's
Like,
something.
Yeah, because it was kind of
Impressed or-
imposing. Well,
Yeah.
imposing,
Well, and
kind of
he's-
weird figure, because we didn't see it like the prep. We never got to see the prep of the monsters because they wanted to keep separate, especially Duncan and Tom. The others, Wolfman was different because it was kind of a helmet and placed on. And Michael McKay, who played Mummy, we actually interacted with.
A lot.
Yeah, he was
the
a nice
days that he
guy.
was on the set.
Yeah, he
we
was always-
ate dinner with and sat down and chatted. But Tom and Duncan, nope.